to another segment of Excuse Me, Mind Your Business. This is a follow-up to the introductory video and part one of a three-part series that talks about ways affirmation relate to identity. This segment is actually part two, and I just want to start off by doing a real quick recap over part one. Now, I recommend that you go back and you look at the introduction as well as part one. However, I don't want you to start saying, what is she talking about? So I want to give you some insight, okay? So, first of all, part one was you are who you say you are, where I discussed the power of what you say with your mouth and how powerful your tongue is as to how it creates the life you desire. If you're interested in having the abundant life, whatever that means to you, then you have to control your tongue. You have to say positive affirmations if you find yourself negative. And if you look at media and all the things that are going around, I understand why you're negative. However, you have to fight that, because what happens is whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it will achieve. So if you're thinking negative thoughts and you're always in a negative place, then what happens is those things happen to you. So that's the power of affirmations. You want to shift where you are to where you desire to go. Now, I talked about what others say is not as impactful as what you say. We are creators and we create our world with our mouth, So we have to turn around and say what we really want, and it's not based on what other people have said about us. The other one is whatever your mind, again, can conceive. Whatever you're thinking about and you're looking at in your vision for, that's what you achieve. Now, this is part two. So we're going to move over to part two, okay? So what part two is, you have what you say you have. Now, the power of that is you can have exactly what you say you want to have, okay? This is important because when we look at identity, we look at who we are. And I wanted to discuss that. Your identity is who we are. Not what other people say we are. Who we act like we are, our character, our integrity. Yeah, it's based on your DNA. It does have something to do with the significance of your fingerprint. There's only one person like you. Got it. However, what you do with your life speaks volumes as to who you are. It's not just saying one thing and doing another. It's not saying what other people say about you or looking at media and you are what they say you are. No, you are what you say you are. And you can have what you say you can have. So if you're looking for things or you want something different in your life, this is an opportunity for you to move to that level. See, there's a need for a sense of self-identity, self-actualization. When you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self-actualization is actually one of the top things that he identifies. And there's, basic needs and all of that. And then the top of it is saying who you are, self-actualization. For a deeper identity, it is distinctive. What makes you distinctive? Your self-ID makes you distinctive, even beyond people getting your fingerprint or looking at your fingerprint or you thinking about your fingerprint. Your self-identity is distinctive and is based on how you think about yourself. A lot of people walk a certain way or do a certain thing, but when they're by themselves, they have a negative self-talk. They have negative thoughts about themselves, and affirmations can help you move from wherever you are, even if you talk good to yourself, to even talk better, to take it to the next level. So that's why this is important. It includes having a self-concept, your perception, your image of yourself. It helps you with self-motivation. What you're saying, is what you can have. So self-motivation says if I keep on saying I'm successful, I start moving towards success. My mind starts shifting towards success. I have self-talk that leads to success because I'm saying my affirmations at least twice a day, and that's what I'm thinking on, and I see the shift in my life. Your self-esteem is connected to your affirmations and what you think about yourself. I know some people look gorgeous. I've seen some drop dead gorgeous people, right? But they have a low self-esteem. And I wonder why. It's because of their self-talk, what they think about themselves. So remember, affirmations connect to that. And then your self-development. So affirmations, thinking better about yourself, allows you to have greater success professionally, greater success personally, and greater success privately. You don't want to be a public success and a private failure. And that will help us with that. Now, the most powerful statement that I keep saying that you heard me say is self. SELF, self. And that's the first place it has to start. Talking about yourself, talking to yourself, saying affirmations that mean something to you because you have the power to control it. That's why self is the main thing that we're talking about. Again, affirmations is what can change your mindset and allow you to have a greater, better life because that is important. It's important to you. It's important to your family. It's important. And you want to step off and you want to have a greater life in every aspect. And I wanted to use an example. That's why this board that's screaming behind me is right here. I mentioned it, I think, on an earlier video that I used to weigh almost 300 pounds. And I mean really almost. So close to 300, I was seeing the 3. You know, when you look at the scale and the number over here is almost 300 and you can see it in the window, there's a problem, okay? Now, I kept on telling myself that I was healthy, but I didn't feel good physically. I didn't feel good emotionally, and I didn't feel good spiritually. There was no part of my life that felt as good as I do now. One of the reasons I dress up, and because have you ever not been able to go into a regular store and buy clothes? I mean, whoa. Now, I'm not knocking it for anybody who that is their wonderful size and they're for it. But for me, it was like taking something away from me. I would go shopping with people and I would have to go to a totally different section. Or I would go shopping with people and I had to go to a totally different store. And that bothered me. So this is one of the healthiest places I've been. And it was through affirmations. And that's why this is so important. And I want you to get it. What happened first is I changed my mindset. Then I put pictures like this one in front of me. And this is a vision board. Vision of what I wanted. So I cut out clothes that I couldn't even put my leg in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not even my toe in. So I cut out clothes that I loved and I loved seeing, and I saw myself in it. So I took pictures and I cut other people's faces out because that wasn't me and I wanted to see me. So I cut, and even now as I take it to the next level, you can see I'm talking about food and I'm talking about pretty enough to eat. Food is pretty enough to eat. Food made from food. I'm made from food. So what I eat helps make me who I am, okay? So I had to affirm that, not just see the picture, but start saying that. Start saying things that align to that. I start saying that I am healthy. I am powerful. I eat greens and vegetables and fruit. I said all those things. And so I started walking it out little by little, because saying it doesn't mean anything if you don't do it. You have to literally do it. So now, don't forget that what you say matters. Now, one of the, I saw this and I just wanted to share it with you, and I hope it impacts you just as well as it impacted me. And this poem, or these words, are from Sano Khan, and the link will be below. Words are powerful. Forces of nature. They are destruction. They are nourishment. They are fresh. They are water. They are flowers. They are bone. Do you hear me? That is so powerful because words, affirmations can be anything you desire them to be to you. You can have what you say you can have. You have to say it because words are exactly what you say they are. Once you say words out of your mouth, your body engages, your mind engages on those words, and you start walking out what you believe in. Once you have pictures in front of you to help you put, I'm going to call it feet to the words, that helps you as well because you're saying and you're seeing. Are you hearing me? You're tapping into those senses. You're saying, you're hearing with your ears, and you're seeing with your eyes. It may not be on your physical body yet. You may not live in the house that you want yet. You may not be driving the car that you want yet. However, you can have it if you work for it. If you work diligently and you set up a plan, but it starts with your mind. Your mind has to shift. Because you have to know that you deserve the body that you want. You have to know that you deserve the job that you want. And you don't want to get there and sabotage yourself because that sometimes happens. I mean, people have lost, I think I lost 1 million pounds. I'm being a little facetious, but not far off. Back and forth yo-yo. But the reason was once I started losing the weight, something would trigger and I would gain it back. Something would trigger and I would gain even more back. So you don't want to get to the place of success, whatever that means for you, and then turn around and lose it because you're not mentally ready for it. So you have to get your mind right. You have to see a thing. You have to see it and visualize it. When you close your eyes, you want to see your success. You want to see what's happening. I'm telling you that it matters. Now, I'm not asking or telling anybody they need to be a particular size or live at a certain place. But this is what I know, that everybody wants to live at their highest potential. You don't want to keep on looking at other people live life, and you can't, and you don't believe you can have life. I'm telling you, you can have whatever you say you can have. It starts with what you say. You have to perceive it. You have to believe it in your heart. And this helps. Seeing it on paper, reading it off of paper, taps into our senses and therefore reinvents what we're thinking. Now that is powerful. See, words, they burn. They cleanse. Because some people have been through a lot of things in their life. So affirmations are going to clean up some things in your life. They're going to burn some of the past things off. Affirmations erase and they etch and write anew. They can either leave you feeling homeless or leave you feeling wonderful, brimming with hope. And hope deferred makes the heart sick. So when you say affirmations and when you see a thing, don't forget to make the plan to make it happen. You can't eat donuts 5 days a week and go to the gym 1 hour and think it's going to work out. I'm telling you, unless you have metabolism that is off the chain, it ain't going to work for you. So you can have what you say you can have. However, you need to do something. Now, as I come closer to a close, Mark 11:14 says, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Again, I said it the other way. Is whatever the mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve. That's how Napoleon Hill said those same words. Now, Gandhi says this, to believe in something and not live it is dishonest. I'm going to say it again. To believe in something and not live it out is dishonest. And who you're being dishonest to is yourself. So I just want to encourage you to step off and do your affirmations. You can have what you say you can have. You can be what you say you can be. And next time, you can do what you say you can do. This is Johnnie, and this is another segment of Excuse Me, Mind Your Business.